Do I stand?
If you want to.
Well, my name's Fernando.
Hi, Fernando.
Hey. Oh, thank you. No, okay, so I'm 21. I finished my first year of seminary. I'm going to my second year of philosophy at St. Joseph Seminary College down in Covington, Louisiana. My vocation story really starts, I think, since we came from Puerto Rico. I came from Puerto Rico to Texas when I was 7, and that's when the first church that I went to in Texas was St. John in North Richmond Hills. I don't know some of you have gone. I remember, it was real tough at times when we first moved to Texas, of course. My parents really didn't know that much English. We just had the basic stuff, and I think that's why me and my brother are a little cheap today, because we just learned to live with the basic stuff. But I mean, after a few years living here, me and my brother really started getting, involved in church. Of course, with Mom's help, we got involved in church. But we started, we were, youth group, altar servers and stuff like that. But you know how the devil always tries to, break families. And of course, with my family, my parents did break. My parents have been divorced now for a couple of years. And that was a pretty, rough time in our family. My brother, my twin, because I have a twin, and he kind of went the other way. During high school, he was all about his friends and stuff like that. He stopped going to church, and and I went the other way. I went with Mom. I stuck with the stuff to the church and stuff like that. But of course, I mean, it's not all a pretty picture. And of course, during high school, I think it's pretty much a rough time for everybody. But that's of course towards my senior year and stuff like that. That's when I started going out. I would go out with my friends and stuff like that. And of course, we did all the drinking and all that stuff. And going out to clubs, and, thinking that was like the cool thing. Like staying up and I mean, even though I wouldn't miss mass the next day, because I really didn't have a choice. I would still go to mass. Even though I would probably didn't get home until 5. But of course, it was rough. I did a lot of stuff, that I regret. Of course, I don't know. I've told some of y'all that I do have tattoos on my back. And so, I'm not proud of it. Those are scars that I have on my body now that I can't get rid of, for a mistake that I did. But, of course, God is all loving and forgiving. He just grabbed me, and I felt like he shook me. Just one of those moments when somebody just grabs and shakes me. And, it really opened my eyes. My eyes really started feeling the call to priesthood, probably like 2 years ago. I've been feeling it all my life, but I always put it off because I always had a girlfriend. So, and it's funny because one of my priest friends now, Father Richard, he'd always tell me, oh, Fernando, I don't know why you have a girlfriend, you're going to be a priest. And I was always like, Father, please, I'm not going to be no priest. And so we had lunch before it came, and he started laughing at me in my face. Because he's like, oh, look who you are now. But, when I really started diving into stuff in the church, I have this friend, who's a Carmelite nun now. And she entered pretty much at the same time that I entered seminary. And, she was really smart about stuff about the church. It reminds me a little bit of Carissa. Because she was kind of like that, really dove into stuff in the church, really loud. But I mean, really nice girl, real friendly and stuff like that. And of course, she's a Carmelite nun now, but she helped me really grow in my faith. It's like I seriously felt like it was like I had a veil over my eyes, and like she helped me. Of course, it was God, but with her help, it just like opened my eyes. I saw how I was wasting my life doing all this stupid stuff, going out, you think it's so cool to go out with your friends, but you just, I mean, it's nothing. It doesn't lead you anywhere. It leads you, to hurting yourself. And I mean, and she really helped me. I really started diving into a church. I really made, for me, it wasn't like 360s. I was an all in guy. But I made that last 180 that I needed to do, that I had messed up a little bit. But I really, when I started diving into this stuff, I really started considering the vocations priesthood. And when I started telling some people, I was like, I'm kind of considering the priesthood. They'd be like, you? They kind of laughed a little bit because I didn't stop going to church, but I always had a girl when I came to church. I wouldn't make them. I would just ask them if they wanted to go to church with me. So, I always had a girlfriend come to church with me and stuff like that. And so, I started talking to Father Kyle. I know some of you know Father Kyle.
Okay.
And, I know you know Father Kyle. But, where's Becky? But I started talking to Father Kyle. Father Kyle really started, reeling me in slowly. He makes everything so exciting. He always has a smile from like ear to here, and and he started helping me out. And he was like, Fernando, you don't really know, if you're called to the priesthood if you don't try it. If you feel like you're called, I've been working. At this point, we're already working together for like probably a year now. And he's like, I really feel like you're ready. I was like, okay. At the moment, I did have a girlfriend, but it was just like, she wasn't Catholic, so it was really hard to tell her, how, that I'm going to the priesthood. So I mean, it's just a little side note. It was real funny because I told her, and after I told her, she was like, oh, okay, because she thought I was going to just a regular college, and I was like, I'm going to the priesthood. She was like, oh, it's fine. I was like, you don't understand. I was like, I can't date anybody. And she was like, what? Well, she just threw her slushy down like so. But anyway. but once, we gotta go through all this stuff to enter the seminary. You gotta go through all the psych evaluation, all this physical stuff, to get all that stuff out of the way, I remember when Father Kyle called me, the day of my meeting, and he was like, Fernando, the board has decided to accept you. And I was like, oh, really? And I was all excited, and I was like, yay, and I couldn't my heels together and stuff like that. But I was real excited, but I was real nervous because I didn't know what to expect. But of course, I remember that afternoon, I was like, I have to go to church, I have to thank God. And it was a Thursday mass, and I usually helped at the Thursday mass, so I got there like an hour early. And I just got on my knees, and I was like, Lord, if this is really what you want from me, open the doors, and I will throw myself through the doors. And he opened this opportunity. I went to seminary, and of course, seminary is completely what I thought it was going to be. That's right? Yeah, but you know what I mean. But
yeah, we do.
It's completely different.
Yeah, exactly. But seminary, it's like just having 120 brothers. Of course, you have fun, you play sports and stuff like that instead. But it's challenging. There's been times that, I just feel so overwhelmed, and I just bust out crying. And I go to the chapel and I'm just crying. Because I was like, is this really what you want from me? And once I get all the crying out, I feel so much better. I'm like, yes, and then somebody comes down the hallway and says something to me, and I'm just like, thank you. It's like, it's like God letting me know you're in the right place. I did go through all that stuff, but I feel like he was getting me ready for the seminary, because a lot of the stuff that the guys haven't gone through seminary, all the troubles that I went through, they haven't gone through that stuff, but they had everything pretty much handed to them. And so, I'm here for them also, to help them out and believe me, but they're also there to help me. And so, I don't regret anything. I love the seminary. I love the priesthood. Seeing priests, and seeing how amazing, they are, every single one. and it's really an awesome thing. I know some guys there has to be one or two here that are considering it. I mean, you just gotta, would I ever come to Brazil if it wasn't for this? The diocese chose me to come with Jason, on this trip. It's like, what? Brazil? Seminary? All this package, all this traveling, all this stuff, But of course, that's a challenge. But I mean, I love it all. God, tells me every day that I wake up, I have a big old smile on my face because I wake up and, I'm still a seminarian. So, I love everything and I love being here today. Oh, also, I wanted to say one other thing. That's pretty much just wrapping up my vocation tour. I just wanted to say, thanks to, of course, Jason Day, but, St. Elizabeth and St. Thomas Aquinas. Because, of course, I'm not from either parish, neither parish, but, I came into this nervous also because I didn't know anybody coming on this trip, besides Jason. And I was a little nervous, but of course, everybody's awesome. I love everybody. It's something that I can take back to seminary and just rub it all over the guys' face. But I mean, I had a blast. I just wanted to say that before tomorrow we talk to us. Thank you.